Thank you for taking the time to click on today's video. Have you ever considered why so many people make financial mistakes when it comes to their retirement? Have you ever considered why there are so many mistakes that are made and why so many people end up being hurt as they're trying to make their way to retirement successfully? Well, I don't know that any of us could really actually put a number one mistake of mistakes when it comes to retirement. But I do want to share with you one of the single most dangerous behaviors that I see as a fiduciary and why so many people do make major mistakes when it comes to their retirement. What is this mistake? Well, this mistake is something that actually every single one of us, you, me, every person will probably commit at some portion of their life in some way, shape, or form. And not even financially speaking, but in any area of our life. And that is the mistake of normalcy bias. What is normalcy bias? Well, normalcy bias is the thing that helps you wake up in the morning. Normalcy bias is what helps you to comprehend in your brain that today is going to be an okay day. It's the thing that helps you be able to think and believe with very genuine faith that today is going to be a normal day, just like yesterday was. But you see, this is a problem. This is an instinct that all of us have, and it's also the single reason why so many people are unprepared. You see, as a fiduciary, it's interesting human behavior. Everyone knows that when you have money in the market, it's a risky place. Everyone knows that as you age, you should reduce your risk. Everyone seems to realize that as they get older, their need for income is going to increase. They're going to get to retirement someday, the paycheck is going to stop, and they're going to have to be able to replace that. Everyone knows this. This is just like you pop out of the womb and just society teaches you this. But it's interesting that people typically don't come to me until actually a life-changing event has occurred. In other words, the stock market has tanked and they've lost 25%. Yesterday, I was speaking to a gentleman who is 73 years of age. And this gentleman says, I need to take and I need to bring you some money because I think I just need to make a change. And as I asked this gentleman to kind of explain his situation to me, he's 73, his wife is 72. He's been retired for about the last 4 years. And he explained to me that he still has a 401k. And I said, so explain to me, why is your money still in a 401k instead of being changed over and rolled tax-free into an IRA? Well, I guess the people that manage the 401k thought it was a good idea. Well, of course they did, because they can't make any money on your money unless your money is with them. So of course they convinced this gentleman that he needed to keep his money in the 401k. But the problem is that wasn't the problem. The problem is that this gentleman had gone from $400,000 down to $300,000. And this is what prompted him calling me. The pain became sufficient enough that he finally realized he had to do something. He was completely unprepared. On top of that, I explained to this gentleman, because he was 73 years of age, he's having to take these things called required minimum distributions. This is where the government forces you to take money from a pre-tax account so that they can get their taxes. And yet the problem was no one educated this gentleman as to 401ks and distributions. You see, this gentleman and his wife were retired. They were living on about $3,000 a month. That put them squarely into the 12% tax bracket. He didn't see a problem until, of course, I told him that every time he takes a distribution from his 401k to supplement his retirement or to take and satisfy that required minimum distribution, now he was going to be paying 20% in federal taxes. You see, he was overpaying in taxes. Now, what's the problem with that, Matthew? I mean, after all, he's going to get the money back at the end of the year. Yes, but he had to sell shares while that money was in the 401k in order to get that RMD satisfied. And you see, every time you sell shares, you're selling your principal. You're cannibalizing your principal. That's a share you no longer own. You see, had this gentleman been prepared, had this gentleman decided to actually be preparing himself, asking questions, educating himself, looking, searching, he may have already known this. And in so doing, he could have avoided losing $100,000 of retirement. He could have avoided overpaying in taxes. He could have been better prepared having his principal safe and having his principal produce 4, 5, 6, 7% in interest and dividends, preserving his principal and allowing the interest and the dividends off from that $400,000 to produce the income necessary for he and his wife, the income also to satisfy the required minimum distribution. You see, the normalcy bias is a very good thing, but at the same time, the normalcy bias is a very dangerous thing. This is what causes people to get on planes every single day, and as soon as they're seated, they click their seatbelt on, they kick their shoes off, they put their blinders on, put their earbuds in, and start listening to music, watching a movie, reading a book, taking and having 4 or 5 drinks on the plane. After all, nothing is going to happen. But yet, once it does, it's too late. So my encouragement to you today is be prepared. Don't fall victim to the normalcy bias, the thing that causes so many retirees to make major financial mistakes. Be prepared, advocate, educate, make certain that you're looking and searching for answers and you're proving that what you're doing is the very best thing you can do for the stage of life you're about to embark upon. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Matthew Johnson, and remember, these videos are educational in nature. Share them with your friends. If you like them, give them a thumbs up, and as always, if you want to know when we have a video, please come over here, click that subscribe button and that little bell, and we'll notify you each and every time we have a video. Remember, it's up to you to make today a great day.